Okay, now. So welcome friends. Today we are going to handle most important topics in entomology. So the insect ecology and integrated pest management. So we need to first of all kept in mind that there are two important topics: insect ecology and IPM. So insect ecology, it is a total separate term regarding the entomology, and IPM, integrated pest management, is another separate topics of IPM. So insect ecology, in that topic we are going to highlight major important subtopics. These are including their introductions, insect ecology, their component, and the ecosystem. So how actually ecosystem inhabiting the proper way or proper influence on the insect, their population dynamics, and all the related things related to insects. So let's start with the general introduction with the insect ecology. So first of all, you need to keep in mind one thing: ecology is a total broad term. So it derived from the Greek term oikos, meaning house, and the logy itself, it meaning the study. So study of house, study of habitat, related to habitats, mean in the sense. So this is actually the term generally asking in the question in the various examinations. So logy and oikos, you need to confirm, you need have to keep in mind permanently in the. So the term is come from the Greek word oikos, meaning the house, and combined with the logy, the study, means the study. So the term is majorly coined by the German biologist Ernst Haeckel. So this is the scientist who was coined the term in 1869, ecology. Okay, then next to that, definition of ecology. So the science of plant and animal, the science of plants and animals in relation to their environment. So this is the major important things we are going to highlight today. Ecology itself, it is totally or directly or proportionally related to the environment. So what are the, there are a lot of things including in the environment which directly affect the various factors, including various factors in the environment. So that can directly affect on the insect growth, population dynamics, and all their related things. So you need have to properly observe that things rightly. Okay, so it is totally related to environment first of all. Then Webster, there are many scientists who actually define the ecology, but these are the main scientists who define broadly or generally in the various way they are using, or in various examinations they are mostly asking that question. So Webster coined the totality of the pattern of the relations between organism and their environment. So whatever many scientists are saying, the relation between the environment and that particular organism. Okay, so again Odom, the study of organism at home. So oikos, like that. So the study of organism at home. Okay, so you need have to confirm like that. Insect ecology, the understanding of physiology and behavior of the insect as affected by their environment. And what are the, there are a lot of factors including the environment actually affecting the various ways on the insect or that particular in the organism. So this overall study means the ecology. Then next, ecological related terminologies. You need while we are going to handle the next topic, subtopics, you need how to confirm that habitat, small of the ecological related terms, just like the habitat, then population, then insect populations, then community, and ecosystem. So habitat is the place where actually organism live. So say suppose for example this point is an organism and this point where actually the organism lives. So for terminological basis need to confirm, need to place in your proper in your mind. So directly the habitat is the place where the organism live. Okay, habitat and organism. So the next one, the population. Population is one of the broad things, because these all the related terms, ecological related term, while their definitions too. So these are the importance to know upcoming subtopics too. That's why I'm going to properly highlighting that term. Okay, habitat. You got it, the habitat, and then population denotes the group of individuals of any kind of organisms. Okay, it only the group of individuals including a single insect, for example single insect, or a single species, or a single any organism. It's only related to it, means the population, actually it contained in the population. Okay, so the next one, the insect populations, because we are going to handle related to the entomology. So insect population is the major things. Population including various organisms, but the insect population including only the insects, the individuals set in a frame that is limited to time and space. Okay, limited to time and space only. The next one, the community. In the ecological sense, include all the population of the given area, all the population of the given area, just like a community of peoples. Okay, so this is the way to understand the terminology. So ecosystem, as we said in previous slides too, ecosystem is one of the related terminology to the ecology, having major role in insect ecology too. That's why I'm going to highlight again that term. Ecology means the functioning together of the community and the non-living environment, where continuous exchange of matter, energy takes place. Continuous exchange means matter, whatever the matter, including the food and in anything too. Okay, the energy that takes place. Okay, matter and energy. So ecosystem, the functioning together of the community, as said, community. Okay, and the non-living environment, non-living. So say suppose for example, while highlighting this non-living environment, means where actually these are the factors, abiotic and abiotic factors. Actually these factor can affecting or the having together community, means having together exchange of the matter and energy takes place. In what tools, majorly terminologies, the community and the non-living environment. So it is called as ecosystem simply. So say for example, as we highlighted the major topics, the biotic means the living factor that influence and then ecosystem, means what are the, there are a lot of organism or a lot of living things that can habitating in a single place or in a single way of matter on a biosphere, actually that can influence the ecosystem. It's only the biotic factor, and other abiotic factor as those are non-living, as we said. So it include the sun, temperature, humidity, rainfall, water. Example, these are the abiotic factors, so that can affect directly on the insect population. So it contained in the non-living factors, and the biotic factors including the grasslands of ecosystem, the living organism. So these are the biotic factors, means those are live and those are non-live. So they can affect directly to the ecosystem. Next one, so in details, while we are studying in the details, sunlight is the main energy source of life. As we know, all of you properly, sunlight in human too, in all the living organism present on the planet Earth, sunlight is the energy source of life on Earth, also called as autotrophs, means autotrophs. Okay, auto means lights and trophs means they dependent on that, autotrophs. So use light or chemical energy to make food. So they generally using a light, a photons, generally referred as the photons or auto. So this including grasses or vegetables or our plants. So they can directly use a light or a chemical energy to make their food. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the major term in the plant system, in the phytoplanktons. Okay, so actually they using their light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and carbohydrates. So all the plant, they can use directly light to convert their carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are the major source of energy. Actually they converting into their energy with the help of water and oxygen. So remember this equation of photosynthesis, reaction of photosynthesis. In most of the examination point of view, it will ask. So this is very, very important. You have to keep in mind permanently. Then next one is the chemosynthesis, performed by bacteria, use chemical energy to produce carbohydrates. So it is totally different to the photosynthesis. In photo, a source of light can use, but in case of the bacteria, the chemical are used to produce carbohydrates, because this is the important source of energy. Then consumers. Okay, the organism that rely on other organism for their energy, food and supply. So these are the consumers, also called as heterotrophs. Means actually they are dependent on to gain their energy or gain their food. So they directly depend on the other organisms. They not need chemicals and they not need the light energy. So actually they need other organism, means another organism, to produce their food or their carbohydrates and any more things that can use to handle their body functions properly, also called heterotrophs. So these are the terms majorly used in the examinations, because what are heterotrophs, then what is autotrophs. Okay, autotrophs and heterotrophs, you have to place that word permanently in your mind, like that. So sometimes they ask with their definition, or sometimes only they ask with their names, regarding the names like that, phototrophs, autotrophs. Okay, herbivores, all of you know herbivores. Herb means weed. Herb means weed or plant that can, or that weed or that plant actually using the photo energy to produce their own foods. So the herbivores are actually dependent on that plants or that herbs to produce their energy. So these are only dependent on the plants, like the insects. Actually while feeding So this is the picture representing the example of the herbivores. Okay, so actually it can using their mouth part to feed on the part of the plant. It may be flower, it may be petals, leaves, stems, anything. Okay, so actually they are using or the consuming on the plants and do their life cycle properly. Then next one is the carnivorous, eat only animals, including all the animals of a higher category. So these are the animals actually they need to feed on other animals to perform their body function or to gain their energy. Likewise, next one is the omnivorous, eat both plants and animals. They can use plants plus or animals. These are the omnivores. So you need to, I say repeating again and again to all the students, you need to confirm or you need to do their definitions properly. So they require both plant and animal to perform their body functions properly or their livelihood. Then next one is the decomposers. Decomposer, actually they break down dead organic matter. Actually they are presenting majorly in soil. Why soil? Because a lot of organic matter contained in the soil. Whatever the plant remains of the plants, remains of the body of the organism, living organism too, they are actually buried in the soil, and that organism need to decompose all the matters and produce a decomposed matter in the soil. So that's why they called as a decomposers. They are using bacteria, for example you can see the phosphorus solubilizing bacteria. So these are the example we will study for a few slides next to that. So these are the decomposers. Then feeding interactions, this is the major term related to the ecosystems too. Feeding interaction, energy flow through an ecosystem in one direction from the sun or organism compounds to autotrophs, producers, and then to the heterotrophs, consumers. So this is the feeding interaction. Actually they are having a permanent interaction into various organisms like that. So they gain their energy related to it. So energy flow through the ecosystem is one direction, always is for one direction, as like from sun, from the sun or inorganic compounds, okay, to autotrophs, means the producer, actually they are producing their own foods, then to the heterotrophs, mean those who are a consumer of that plants. So you have to, okay, so this is the one direction. Always it can transferring or performing in a one directions, that feeding interaction. From the suns, means from the what are the lights are coming from the suns, actually they are using organisms or inorganic compounds, okay, inorganic compounds. The energy absorbing by the plants. So autotrophs means plant. Okay, these are the producer. These are the dependent on photons. This is a broad term, means in exact light. And then next one, heterotrophs. So while seeing that diagram, I meant to explain This is the one direction flow of one direction ecosystem always. Now you are having sure on that. So actually the feeding interactions or energy flow is totally based on, or is totally or always through the one direction. Means this is the best example of that feeding interaction. Then food chain, food web. These are the also important terms related to the ecosystem, because in a food chain, a series of steps in which organisms transfer energy by eating and being eaten. By eating and by being eaten. So food chain is the major thing every day is happening on our planet. So food chain including, say for example, grass. These are the autotrophs eaten by the cricket. Okay, and the cricket eaten by the frog. Okay, and the frog eaten by the raccoon. Means the food chain in which the organism transfer energy. Actually these are transferring the energy. Okay, these are transferring the energy from this to this, from this to this. So the steps in which organism transfer energy by eating and by eating. So this is the cricket or grasshopper eating that plant, means by eating. Okay, and that grass transferring energy to that grasshopper or cricket being eaten. Now you will be damn sure on that. Okay, so as said, direction of the flow energy is transferred. Arrows start with the producer and end with the consumers or carnivores. So this is the best example of the ecosystem to transfer energy by eating and being eaten. So while remembering this broad term, food chain, you have to highlight that for photos too, so it will kept in your mind permanently. The next one, food web, a network of food chain within an ecosystem, means on the habitat. So say for example, mice eaten by the weasels, mice is also eaten by the raccoons. Grass is eaten by the mice, and grass is also eaten by the raccoon. So, and these two, weasels and raccoons, also eaten by the hawk. Means this including, so this is totally or indirectly opposite to the food web. Okay, food chain including a series of chain, but the food web including the various factors or various organisms eaten by, or they are dependent on other to eat. Okay, so which of the the producer, grass, and which of the organism is the top consumer? Okay, so these are the more important two terms in the point of view of just question and answer. So which one is the organism? Above is the producer. Producer means a grass, who is actually a primary producer or primary producer. Then which of the organism above is the top consumer, means grass. Actually the how is eaten by the grass, but with the help of raccoon, with the help of mice, or with the help of weasels. So this is an interrelated term. Tropics levels. Each step in a food chain or food web. Level 1, producer. As we had highlighted that autotrophs, then primary consumer, herbivores, then secondary consumer, carnivores or omnivores, then next levels are the tertiary or the consumers. So while remembering these things now, you need to highlight that producer means in that category of the producer or level of the producer including autotrophs. So likewise from first to 4 you need to have that terms. Food web, this is another example of the food web as we seen. Ecological pyramids. Ecological pyramid is also important things. So diagram that shows the relative amount of energy or organism contained within each tropics levels of the food. So there are various tropics levels including in the ecological pyramid. Okay, actually, and it is said or it is labeled or it is mentioned in a triangle like form. So it is called as a ecological pyramid. So first of all producers, then next one herbivore, then primary carnivores, then secondary carnivores. So just like the example of food chain and food web, you have to keep in mind likewise that a pyramid of ecology or ecological pyramid. Okay. Then energy, the relative amount of energy available to each in tropics levels. So this also important thing, important terms related to organism in tropics use the available energy of the food process such as growth. So all of you know perfectly like that the energy is using all the organism to produce to related to their growth, photosynthesis in plants, cellular respiration, metabolism, and release of some energy as a heat. Every chemical process that happen in your body release heat as a product. Example burning house. These are the only a related term you have to see properly. Then energy and biomass pyramid together represent amount of energy available at each levels as well as amount of living tissue, both decrease with each increase at tropics. So it related to the tropics levels too. So it's not a major ecological interaction between organism, competitions. Okay, this is one also important term, competition. Why actually they are competing in each in their community or the community in a particular habitat for their food, water, shelter. So this is the best example of the competitions. Okay. Then niche. Niche means the ecological involve the place where an organism lives and the roles that an organism has in its habitat. So actually habitats means where it lives and the role that an organism has its habitat. Okay, where it lives and the place means the niche, means the organism actually where it's surviving. Okay, where is it surviving? This is the niche, means the place where actually the organism survive. Just like a sunflower growing in the backyard, then includes absorbing light, water and nutrients. For photosynthesis, providing shelter and food for the organism, example bee and etc. So this is the examples of related terms. Then predations. In entomological section, predations or predator prey, these are also broadly terms including in the biological pest management. Actually the predator one that can killing the other organism, okay, and the prey on that is actually the predator is living or doing or consuming energy for their survivals. Symbiosis, any relationship in which two species live closely together. So actually those are, so say for example there are two species, okay, and they are living closely together, but they are not harming each other. If they are harming or if they are consuming each other, so it is not a symbiosis. Symbiosis is simply any relations in which two species live closely together. Mutualism, both species benefit, example insect and flower. For example, bee is surviving on the flower to gain the nectars, okay, from the flower, but not harming to each other. The flower is not harmed by the bee and bee is also not harmed by the flower. So this is a mutualism. Commensalism, one member of the association benefits and the other is neither help nor harm. Okay, this one is the important terms too. As we seen in the symbiosis, both species benefits, okay, but they are not harming. In here too, there are association between benefits in the other species related to, they are actually not harming to each other or not help to, means the nest of the bird on a plant. Parasitism, one organism live on other or inside or outside another organism host and harm it. The parasite obtain all or parts of its nutritional needs from the host. Parasitization, say for example the fleas of a dog, actually the fleas feeding on the blood of the dog, okay, and time to time or with the chronological point of view it harming the dog, but so it is a parasitism, means it actually required a particular host to survive it, okay, to survive that fleas, so it is a parasitism. Okay, this is second example, mosquito biting on a human, okay, because for the laying of egg of a female mosquito they required a blood to lay their egg by the female mosquito, so it is a perfect example of the parasitism. Ecology, so now we are reaching the main topic, the ecology, as we said. So it is broadly divided into two different terms, so the autoecology and synecology. So in the autoecology, the individual organism or an individual species in relation to the environment particularly, so it totally depend on the environment. Next one, the synecology, is the study of the organism or group of the organism associated with the community of the same in the same environment, means individual organism or organism species related to the environment, means in case of the autoecology the organism is directly related to or depending on the environment only, but the synecology, the community in which where the the association in a community in the same environment only. So the major difference is for the environment, so these are competing with the same environment, and in case of autoecology it competing with the related to the environment, means overall environment too. Then importance of the ecology in IPM. While going to study that topic, What are the major importance of the ecological or ecological based parameters in the pest management? Because it is totally correlated with the environment. So ecological studies assess the pest control program by explaining pest problems and suggesting alternate ways to combating insect. So ecological studies assess the pest control program. So if you know the ecology properly, we can say the pest control program by the explaining pest problems and suggesting alternative ways to combating insect. For example, we are knowing the habitat of the particular insect. Actually, it can start feeding on the plant. So before going to feeding that insect by the on that plant, if we know the on which temperature level or on a particular environmental factor it can kill that insect too. So we can managing directly that losses occurred by the pest to the plant. So outbreak of the pest can also be predicted. Outbreaks means sudden increase in the population of a particular species or particular insect. So we can also predict if you know the ecology or ecological factors properly in related to the insect. The ecological studies investigate the cause of the changes in the population number and the mechanism of the natural control. Okay, the ecological study, it also investigate the changes in the population number. Means, say for example, in a minimum temperature level, what amount of whitefly is increasing or what amount of whitefly decreasing. If you know that ecological parameter as a temperature, we can set perfectly the increasing or decreasing population of the whitefly. So this is the best example for that ecological studies or while knowing the importance of the ecology. Mechanism of natural controls too. So natural control means in the environment there are a lot of natural enemies, including parasite, predator, organism, bacteria, fungus. Actually they are naturally controlling the pest, those who are surviving on the plant. So if we know the ecological factors, we can say that the mechanism of the natural control we can have a perfectly known with related to the ecology. Then pest surveillance. Surveillance means the constant watch or knowing the predictions regarding the infestation of the particular species of the insect on a plant. So it just we can surveil related to it if we know the ecology. Then forecasting of the possible attack of the different pests can be done, and accordingly the control measures can be initiated. So if we know perfectly the different pests, then we can say, so these are the particular control measures on it to inhibit their occurrence or the incidence of the particular organism if you know the ecology. Okay, then suitable chemical can be selected depending on the presence or absence of the natural enemies. So actually natural enemies working naturally with the environment to manage a particular pest. Okay, so if you know the ecological based parameters or the factors, then we can say a kind of chemical we need to regulate their use or reducing their use to means protect the natural enemies. Say for example, while going to study, while going to spraying on the crops in our ecosystem, including cotton, soybean and other crops too, we need how to check in the onions too, we need how to check the occurrence of the honeybee if the occurrence of the honeybee is majorly on that crop, so we can change the way of mode of or way of dose of the particular insecticide to reduce down or to increase down to protect the natural enemy, means or bee natural enemy, those are working in the naturally itself too. So as like the important, there are some scopes of the insect ecology, including necessarily a multidisciplinary and integrative field of the study, requiring the contribution of biologist, then used in chemist, geologist, climatologist, hydrologist, soil scientist. So while studying, you go through properly with the scopes, because it may be asked in the future examinations too. Next, okay, these are the recent advances in means in insect ecology, where actually it can we are using broadly that concept, molecular mechanism that control biochemical interactions among the organism. Okay, basic goal applies goal. So including this scopes too, you need how to just thoroughly go through it. Okay, this is not majorly important. Ecological hierarchy, these are the levels of the from individual population and group, as just like that food chain and food web too. So larger is ecosystem hierarchy. Okay, organism from organism, single organism with the population, community, ecosystem and biosphere. Okay, so friends, these are the some questions related to it. While going to ecology, now we are just totally covered with the ecology, ecological parameters include, then what are the major related terms, because next upcoming topics is totally depend on the terms of the ecological based syllabus. So you primarily have to go through that terms properly. You have to remember these terms properly, then we will in upcoming day handle the major important topics as like the biotic and abiotic factor, because these are the two factors or related subtopics in ecology, are the major importance topics where actually the ecology is based. So thank you.